Hello everyone and welcome the Philippine Academy of Rehabilitation Medicine. In today's presentation, I will focus on Agmaset, a nutraceutical product containing the neuroprotective ingredient G-Agmatine. G-Agmatine is the best brand of Agmatine, which is a small naturally occurring molecule consisted of a straight 4-carbon chain with an amino guanidine on one end and an amino group on the other. Agmatine is synthesized in the body from the amino acid arginine by decarboxylation and is sometimes referred to as decarboxylated arginine. Agmatine, as I mentioned, is a naturally occurring compound or molecule with broad distribution in the body. We can see that the brain contains relatively high concentration. Agmatine is a ubiquitous compound in nature and is present in many plant and animal-derived foodstuff. The usual range is 0.1 to 10 milligram per kilo, but in some certain fish product, it can reach as up to 650 milligram per kilogram. The intestinal microbial production is high and is considered to be the major source of agmatine in the body. Agmatine has been shown to exert multiple effects. So in basic studies with animal models, it has been shown to have robust neuroprotective effects. I would like to take a moment and indicate that this slide presentation contains language which is compliant with FDA regulations. So agmatine exerts multiple effects as animal model experiments have shown. So it exerts neuroprotective effects. It can prevent pain associated with nerve damage. It is antidepressant. It can exert anti-anxiety effect, cognitive enhancement effect. It can be anti-diabetic effect. It has been shown to lower blood pressure by increasing blood flow. It is nephroprotective, and also it's cytotoxic. It is not cytotoxic, but being a cytotoxic agent, it may have anti-cancer effects. So how does such a molecule exert so many effects? It has a unique mechanism of action. It probably doesn't act as the magic bullet of Paul Ehrlich or like a firing squad metaphor of polypharmacy, but the metaphor we use is a molecular shotgun concept where agmatine may modulate multiple molecular targets, perhaps simultaneously. It may affect and modulate several neurotransmitter receptors like NMDA, nicotine, alpha-adrenergic, and imidazolin receptors. It modulates several ion channels like calcium ion channels, transporters like cationic transporter. It modulates NO production, polyamine synthesis. It modulates insulin function and glucose metabolism, and also it modulates extracellular processes like metal proteinases and advanced glycation product formation, AGEs, which is prevalent in diabetes. Now, everything is nice and rosy on the basic science aspect of things. But in translating research into practice, into clinical practice, we have to cross the valley of death. 99% of all treatments are known to fail during translation research. In human studies, the ADME, or absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination, we have some knowledge. Oral agmatine is absorbed by the GI tract. It is distributed throughout the body and is known to cross membrane barriers, specifically the blood-brain barrier, and enter the brain. It is mostly converted or metabolized to putrescine, which is a precursor for polyamine biosynthesis, and some of it may be oxidized in the periphery and exerted in the kidneys. The clinical condition which we address were neuropathies. More than 20 million people in the US alone are known to suffer from different types of neuropathies. In a safety clinical trial or a phase 1 study, which was an open label dose escalating study to establish the regimen of treatment, we found that it is well tolerated at the highest dose of 3.56 gram per day orally for 21 days duration, and only 2 people suffered mild diarrhea with no one showing any serious adverse effects. So we can conclude Agmatine treatment, Agmaset, is a safe treatment. The neuropathy that we focused on was sciatica or lumbar disc associated radiculopathy and the radiating pain associated with it. Here demonstrated the sciatic nerve that innervates the leg. Sciatica is highly prevalent in the population of about 1.5%. It is a clearly defined and measured condition. The efficacy study was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial. Patients were first screened and assigned into placebo arm or treatment, Agmaset treatment arm. They were treated for 14 days and were followed up for 61 days thereafter. It is clearly demonstrated in this slide that during treatment, the 2 weeks treatment, neuropathic pain was significantly reduced, which was reflected in a significantly increase in quality of life. In a second experiment, which was an open label experiment of small fiber neuropathy, we studied patients with diabetic neuropathy, idiopathic neuropathy, and inflammatory associated or inflammation associated neuropathy. In this study, patients were treated similar to the previous one with 2.67 gram per day Agmaset for 60 days. And after 60 days, they showed significant reduction in pain questionnaire ratings of about 46.4%. And of note is that all the patients have continued to take Agmaset after they finish with the clinical trial. So this clinical study served a proof of concept indicated that Agmaset is a safe and effective treatment for all types of neuropathies. The recommended effective regimen of Agmaset is 2 to 3 capsules twice a day with or after meals for as long as needed. Time to effect in acute circumstances such as sciatica 2 to 4 days in most, but it may take as long as up to 4 weeks. In chronic conditions such as diabetic neuropathy, idiopathic neuropathy, and many others, it may take up to 6 weeks. After the effect is established, dosage may be gradually reduced for maintenance regimen. Sometimes half of the dosage can be used. Agmaset is now marketed in the US and abroad. The only distributor of Agmaset is JCS Pharmaceuticals, the reputable company from the Philippines. There are other Agmatine containing products on the market, and this is of note for you to caution your patients against using them because they are of low quality and because of that, many of them may exert unwanted side effects. These products are targeting the bodybuilding and sports community, and for completely unsubstantiated claims. And again, we recommend that you caution your patients against using them. So, with this, I would close and thank you and ask you to spread the good news and urge you to use Agmaset in your arsenal for treating neuropathy. Thank you again.